Today we're checking out work from home jobs that are always hiring and paying 7K per month. That sounds really great. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that could be very interesting. Let's see what this is all about.
What's up, remote job seekers? It's your boy Shane here, and today we're going to be diving into the wild world of work from home jobs. But not just any jobs, we're talking about the cream of the crop, the most thrilling, heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping jobs that you can do in your pajamas. Just kidding, we're actually going to be looking at some of the most boring but realistic remote jobs out there. And these might not be glamorous, but hey, they pay the bills and you don't have to leave your house. So grab your coffee, put on your comfiest sweatpants, and let's dive in. The first one is going to be a remote meter reader analyst.
What? What kind of job is this? Have you heard about a job like this before? I don't know exactly what this is, but let's see.
Yes, this is a real job. And I know what you're thinking, meter reading? That sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry. But hear me out. This job is perfect for all you number crunchers out there. You'll be analyzing data from utility meters, looking for patterns, and helping companies save on energy.
Okay, that sounds kind of hard to do. That sounds like you have to like numbers, be very analytical, and probably work a lot to do that kind of job. If you're not good with numbers, probably not a good job for me. I don't think so.
It's kind of like being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you're solving inefficiencies. And the best part, you can do all of this from your couch, and companies are always looking for people with keen eyes for detail. Plus, you get to feel good about helping reduce energy waste. So it's a win-win. Now, the earning potential here is pretty good. The average salary for a meter reader analyst is around $45,000 to $60,000.
That's a nice paying job. That's a lot of money just for reading numbers from home
per year. And that's not too shabby for staring at numbers all day. So a quick guide to landing the job is 1, you want to brush up on your data analysis skills. 2, you want to get familiar with the utility industry software. 3, you want to highlight any experience with pattern recognition or problem.
That kind of sounds difficult, not gonna lie. Probably not a job for everyone. You gotta be good with numbers for this one, probably, and gotta be familiar with software.
Solving. And then 4, be prepared to explain why you're passionate about meter reading. Good luck with that. And some really good websites you can go to find job listings would be Indeed.com, LinkedIn, and of course a utility company website such as PG&E, Con Edison, etc. Now overall, the opportunity score here is going to be a 7 out of 10. There's steady demand, decent pay, and you can do it from home. So it's not too shabby. Speaking of reading things remotely, let's move on to our next job. It's perfect for those who love to book it.
Okay.
Get it? Book it? Because we're talking about hotel reservationists. Yes, there is a career out there called a remote hotel reservation specialist. And this is going to be really good for vacation.
This one is probably much easier to do. You don't have to be very good with numbers, but you have to be very good with people. Basically, you have to answer the phone all day. So probably not a job for me either, because I'm not that good talking on the phone.
Enthusiasts. And as a remote hotel reservation specialist, try saying that one 10 times, you'll be the voice on the other end of the line when someone calls to book their dream getaway. Or, you know, their budget motel stay for a business trip to Nebraska. Hey, no judgment here. But yeah, you'll be answering calls, making reservations, and dealing with all sorts of customer queries. And if you think you can handle questions like, does the pool have a deep end, and can I bring my emotional support alligator, then this job might be perfect for you. Now, according to PayScale, the average salary...
This guy is actually very funny. That's kind of a good video. So let's see what comes up next.
For hotel reservation specialists is about $30,000 to $40,000 per year. So this is not a very high paying job, but it is relatively easy to get into. And there can be better jobs down the line that you can get in.
Yeah, keep in mind, if a job is really easy to get into, it means basically anybody can do the job. So they probably can replace you very fast as well. So probably not sustainable for the long run. Probably a job to do on the side while you try to build your own business or try to start a YouTube channel. Maybe.
Into in the travel industry. Plus, some hotels offer travel discounts to employees. Now, a quick guide to landing the job would be to work on your customer service skills, practice your phone voice, because nobody likes a mumbler, learn about different hotel booking systems, and be prepared to work odd hours, because hotels never sleep. Now, some really good websites for job listings would be hcareers.com, Hospitality Online, and major hotel chain websites such as Marriott, Hilton, etc. Now, this one is relatively easy to get into, and it's kind of unknown, so I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score, because there's always demand, you can work from home, and who knows, maybe you'll book a room for a celebrity.
Well, you still have to be very good on the phone, very good with customer service, and you still have to go through the application process. So probably not that easy to do, but yeah, You don't require only basic skills, basically.
Booking rooms to keeping the internet clean, let's go ahead and move on to our next thrilling opportunity, and that's going to be a content moderator. All right, internet warriors, this one's for you. As a content moderator, you'll be the unsung hero of the web, keeping social media platforms and forums safe for the rest of us. Your job, sifting through posts, comments, and images to make sure they comply with the community guidelines. And probably censoring people that your company doesn't agree with, let's be honest.
Okay, so for the job, that sounds pretty good actually. The job is actually kind of interesting. You basically sit in front of the computer all day at home, you get paid for moderating comments. That sounds kind of easy to do, but you have to be fair. That's probably the problem. The one problem is you have to know basically the company policy, get to know the rules, etc. So you have to keep a lot of things in mind, and you get to be fair with people. Otherwise, people are gonna get mad on the internet.
You can think of yourself as the bouncer of the internet, but instead of kicking out drunk people, you're removing spam, hate speech, and pictures of people's lunches. But it's not all bad though. Sometimes you might come across a really cute cat video. Now, when it comes to the earning potential, according to Indeed, the average salary for content moderators is around $35,000 to $50,000 a year. Not bad for scrolling through the internet all day, right? Now, a quick guide for landing the job is to familiarize yourself with various social media platforms, of course. Then you want to make sure to develop thick skin because you're going to see some really weird stuff. And then you want to be prepared to explain how
there's a lot of weird stuff on the internet. There are people that are keyboard warrior and they get mad very easily and they say weird things and probably not so nice. So you have to have very thick skin if you want to have to handle some kind of people. Yeah.
How you'd handle difficult situations, and then you want to learn about content policies and community guidelines. Some really good websites to apply for this type of job would be Indeed.com, LinkedIn, and major social media company career pages such as Facebook, Twitter, etc. Now, overall, I do think this one has pretty good opportunity. It definitely helps if you're actually already involved in the community that you want to become a part of. Sure. So for instance, if you are a big fan and you're involved in a particular video game community, that would be a really good place to be a moderator. But most people out there may not be involved in these types of communities, so for that reason, I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10 opportunity score, because there's always demand, but it can be mentally taxing, so proceed with caution. Speaking of managing online content, let's move on to a job that's all about creating it, and that's going to be a social media manager. All right, selfie queens and meme lords, this one is going to be for you.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like the previous job, I'm not gonna lie, so they are probably tied.
As a social media manager, you'll be the mastermind behind a company's online presence. And your job? Crafting witty tweets.
So you're not really the moderator in this case, you're just the manager. So basically you're answering commands, etc. And you're basically the face of the brand for the community, for any brand, actually. But yeah, that would probably on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc.
Creating Instagram-worthy photos, and trying to make LinkedIn interesting. Good luck with that last one. And you'll be juggling multiple platforms, engaging with followers, and trying to make even the most boring products seem cool. So you think you can make a plumbing company go viral? This might be the job for you. Now, according to Glassdoor, the average salary for social media managers is around $50,000 to $70,000 a year. So
that's not bad. That's not bad, actually. Like, actually a lot of money for a job that's not that difficult, but you have to basically show experience, I believe. If you want to get hired as a community manager, if you've never been in the community yourself, or if you don't have experience as a community manager, that sounds kind of very hard to do.
Well, not too shabby for professional tweeting, huh? Now, a quick guide to landing this job is to 1. Build your own social media presence. 2. Learn about different social media platforms and their algorithms. 3. Develop your writing and visual design skills. 4. Be prepared to explain how you'd handle a PR crisis, like when the CEO accidentally tweets something embarrassing. And some websites for job listings would be Indeed.com, LinkedIn, and creative job boards like Behance or Dribbble. So this one is actually a pretty good opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10 because there's
9 out of 10 for this one. Ooh, I think that's ranked pretty high. I'm not sure about that. If I would rank 9 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10, because that kind of job doesn't seem that interesting to me. But if it's something that interests you, then yeah, why not?
High demand, it's creative work, and you can do it from anywhere with internet. And by the way, if you want to learn more about how to get into digital marketing jobs like this one, go ahead and click the free training, which I'll put down in the description and the pinned comment below. So from managing social media to shaping young minds, let's move on to our next exciting opportunity. And that's going to be an online tutor. So for this one, we're calling all brainiacs and knowledge enthusiasts. And as an online tutor, you'll be sharing your wisdom with students from the comfort of...
Yeah, that's something I could do. I think tutoring is not that hard, and you have to be great at teaching. You have to be specialized in some kind of skill or some kind of field. For example, you could teach math or you could teach a language. For example, I'm French. I could teach French to English people speaking people or German speaking people. I also speak German. So that could be something that I could do. But if you're doing it online, it's probably very hard to communicate online and teaching something online only. I think tutoring in person is a lot more effective. But yeah, why not? Let's see how much you get paid for this.
Of your own home. And your job, explaining complex topics, answering questions, and trying not to facepalm when a student asks if the American Revolution happened before or after World War II. That's right, you'll be helping students ace their tests, understand difficult concepts, and maybe even develop a love for learning. Plus, you'll get to feel smart every day. Who doesn't want that? Now, for the earning potential here, according to ZipRecruiter, the average salary for an online tutor is around $40,000 to $60,000 per year. But if you specialize in high-demand subjects such as SAT prep or advanced math, you could earn even more. And this is something I did back in college, where I actually started to earn over $100 per hour doing this, and I help people to study for this test called the PCAT. Now, a quick guide to landing the job is to 1, choose your subject area of expertise, 2, get comfortable with video conferencing tools, 3, develop patience, because you're going to need it, and then 4, be prepared to explain complex topics in simple terms. Now, some websites that are really good for job listings would be tutor.com, Chegg, as well as VIP Kid. And that one is specifically for teaching English to international students. So yeah, this one has high demand, flexible hours, and you get to make a difference in student lives. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 opportunity score. Also, this one can be done as a side hustle, a part-time job, or a full-time gig as well. So it's extremely flexible. And by the way, if you really love teaching people online, you could also consider becoming a tutor, but just doing it on YouTube. So instead of tutoring people one-on-one and teaching them, you can teach thousands of people instead. And if you want to learn exactly how I was able to do that, I actually have a free YouTube crash course, which will teach you basically everything you need to know to get started. And you can check that out by clicking down in the description and the pinned comment below. Next on the list is going to be the unsung heroes of the business world, the customer service representatives. Now, I know what you're thinking, dealing with angry customers all day, no thanks. But hold on. It's not all doom and gloom. In fact, it can be pretty rewarding. You're basically a problem-solving superhero minus the cape and tights. And you're going to be helping people sort out their issues, and sometimes you might even get a thank you. Imagine that. Plus, you'll get to perfect your fake laugh for when customers tell terrible jokes. It's a skill, trust me. And the best part, you can do all of this from your living room, even in your pajamas if you want. Just don't forget to put on a shirt for video calls. Now, the earning potential here is relatively low compared to a lot of the other ones on the list.
Would you be willing to do customer service, dealing with angry customers all day? Well, that's not something that I'm willing to do. I don't think so. That wouldn't be a job for me. Even if you would pay me like 100K a year, I don't think I would take that kind of job. Sorry.
It's usually going to be anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 per year, especially when you first start out. So a quick guide to landing the job is 1, you want to brush up on your communication skills, 2, you want to practice your patience, 3, you want to get familiar with common customer service software, and 4, you want to prepare for scenario-based interview questions. Some really good websites for job listings are going to be Indeed.com, Flexjobs.com, and ZipRecruiter.com. And overall, this one is really easy to get into. I'm going to give it an opportunity score of 8 out of 10 because there's high demand, flexible hours, but it can also be emotionally draining. So as long as you realize that
very stressing dealing with angry customers all day, every day, for hours every day in front of your computer, I don't think I could take that kind of job. Being over the phone, answering email, answering questions, dealing with angry customers, no, not for me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that kind of job.
This is pretty boring and kind of mind-numbing repetitive work, and you're probably also going to be dealing with a lot of Karens. This one should be okay. Speaking of patience, our next job might test yours in a whole new way. Hope you've got your listening ears on, because you're going to become a transcriptionist. So welcome to the world of transcription, where every word counts. Literally. And as a transcriptionist, you'll be turning audio into text faster than you can say, "Can you rewind that, please?" And it's perfect for those of you who've always dreamed of being a human subtitle machine. And you'll get to listen to all sorts of interesting and sometimes not so interesting conversations, interviews, and lectures. And who knows, you might even learn something new, like how to pronounce otorhinolaryngologist without tripping over your tongue. Just remember, what happens in transcription stays in transcription. No gossiping about those juicy corporate meetings you're typing up. Now, typically, you're going to earn anywhere from $15 to $30 per hour.
Okay, that's not good at all. So like you said, you're basically a transcription machine. You listen to a conversation and type in real time, so it's kind of mind-numbing. You have to be good with your keyboard, but You have to be good at typing basically, but it's not really well paid. So I don't think that's a good job actually. Probably not. It doesn't require any very interesting skills and it's kind of repetitive and boring in my opinion. But yeah, you can probably find better remote work from home jobs if you want to get paid working online,
depending on your speed and specialization, and that comes out to making about this much per year. Now, a quick guide to landing the job would be to improve your typing speed to at least 65 words per minute, practice your listening skills, familiarize yourself with transcription software, and take a transcription test to prove that you have the skills. And some websites for job listings and just to get started in general would be rev.com, transcribeme.com, and gotranscript.com. And overall, this one is not the most glamorous one. It is very...
Yeah, keep in mind, there's a lot of new AI software that do transcription as well. So it's probably a not very good job for the future. It's not really sustainable because you're basically a transcripting machine, and AI can do transcription in real time as well, very, very fast and very, very efficiently. So I'm not sure if you can count on that kind of job to do for a long time.
Very mind-numbing. It's very boring, as we talked about before. Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because there's steady work available, but it can be repetitive and it requires focus. Now, if you thought transcribing was deal-oriented, wait until you see what's next, because I hope you've got your thinking cap on. And that's going to be an online survey taker. If you've ever wanted to get paid for your opinion, well, now's your chance. As an online survey taker, you'll be the voice of the people, or at least the voice of the people who like to click buttons. And you'll be answering questions on everything from your favorite brand of toothpaste to your political views. And it's kind of like being on a game show, except the prizes are smaller and you don't have to wear a ridiculous costume. Unless you want to. I mean, I don't judge. Just be prepared for some strange questions. If you were a vegetable, which one would you be and why? Ah, the joys of market research. So the earning potential here is usually about $1 to $5 per survey, with potential to earn $100 to $500 per month if you're really dedicated. And a quick guide to making money with this is to sign up for multiple survey sites, create a separate email for survey invitations.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise filling in surveys and trying to earn money that way. It's very boring, it's very repetitive, it's very mind-numbing, you don't earn a lot of money, and you basically get nothing in return. Only a waste of time.
Honest in your responses, and be patient. It takes time to qualify for higher paying surveys. Also, another pro tip is to check the subreddit called r/beermoney because they tend to keep up with which survey sites are the best. But some really well-known ones, of course, are going to be Swagbucks, Survey Junkie, and Vindale Research. Now, for this one, it's obviously not a traditional work-from-home job. This is more of one where if you have a little bit of extra time, you can make money from home doing this. And it's probably not going to pay for your rent, but it could end up being beer money or just a couple extra lunches out. So I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 5 out of 10 because it's easy to start, but it's low pay and inconsistent work. All right, so from giving your 2 cents to counting other people's pennies, let's move on to our next exciting opportunity, which is becoming a virtual bookkeeper. That's right, numbers everywhere, but not a digit to spare. Welcome to the world of virtual bookkeeping. You
have to be really good with numbers for that one. And you have to be really accurate, and you have to know about bookkeeping and accounting, etc. So it's probably very difficult to get into. With no degrees, with no experience, yeah, very difficult. Very high barrier of entry, but I bet it pays well as well.
Balance sheets are your best friend, and Excel is your playground. As a virtual bookkeeper, you'll be keeping businesses' finances in check, all from the comfort of your own home office. And it's perfect for those of you who find a joy in reconciling accounts and get a thrill from perfectly balanced books. Just imagine, you could be the superhero that saves a small business from the chaos of mismanaged finances. Cape optional, calculator mandatory. Now, you're typically going to start off making around $30,000 to $60,000 per year, and a quick guide to landing the job is to 1, get certified in bookkeeping or accounting, 2, familiarize yourself with popular accounting software, such as QuickBooks, 3, develop a keen eye for detail, and 4, build a portfolio of your work.
Exactly. So you basically need a qualification, a certification, a degree, you need experience, and you need a ton of skills in software, accounting, bookkeeping, etc. So it's very hard to get into.
With dummy data, of course. Now, some websites for job listings would be accountingdepartment.com, Robert Half, and Indeed.com. And overall, this one has a ton of opportunity, not just for bookkeeping, but for other lower level accounting positions.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10 opportunity score because there's high demand, good pay, but it requires specific skills and attention to detail. So from balancing books to decoding medical jargon, our next job might have you reaching for the aspirin. And that's going to be a medical coder. All right, medical coders, time to scrub it. Don't worry, no actual scrubbing scrubbing required. As a medical coder, you'll be translating doctors' notes into a secret language of numbers and letters. And it's kind of like being a spy, but instead of national secrets, you're going to be dealing with billing codes for ingrown toenails. That's right, you'll become fluent in medical jargon faster than you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Just remember, ICD-10 code W61.62XA means struck by duck. Yes, that's a real code. And no, I don't know why it's necessary. But you're going to have to know it. And the
So probably not an easy job. Probably not an easy job to do for the average person. I don't think so. Maybe it pays well if you are willing to learn it.
earning potential here is actually $35,000 to $60,000 per year with potential for higher earnings with certifications. So a quick guide to landing the job would be 1, get certified as a medical coder, either CPC or CCS. And of course, this kind of depends on the area you live in, etc. And also a lot of the time the company will actually train you on this stuff. 2, study medical terminology and anatomy. Then you want to familiarize yourself with coding systems such as ICD-10, CPT, and HCPCS. And then 4, just practice. Now some really good websites for job listings would be aapc.com, imedx.com, and aviacode.com. And yeah, I think this one's a great opportunity. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 opportunity score because there's high demand, good pay, and there's opportunity for advancement. Plus, medical careers tend to be incredibly stable when it comes to recessions. So from the
But you have to learn a lot, you have to get a degree, you have to get certified, you have to be good at coding, be good with numbers, you have to prove your experience and how well you can do this job. So probably very difficult to get into. I'm not sure if that's a good way to go if you're trying to earn money online fast.
Coding medical mysteries to hunting down grammatical gremlins, our next job is for all of our grammar enthusiasts out there, and that's going to be a proofreader. So attention all grammar Nazis, your time has come. As a proofreader, you will be the last line of defense against the horrors of misplaced apostrophes and dangling participles. You'll be reading everything from blog posts to novels, armed with nothing but your keen eye and a red pen, or track changes if you're feeling modern. And it's kind of like being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you're solving linguistic mysteries. Just remember,
I have a huge experience with blogging and writing. I'm actually very good at writing. I'm much better at writing than talking or taking video or filming videos. So I think I could do a job like this, proofreading. But I know that there's a ton of new software that can do proofreading as well. So, and the AI is getting smarter and smarter, faster and faster, and cheaper. So proofreading through AI is probably the way it's gonna be in the future. So probably that would be a job to earn some quick money on the side for now, but I don't think it's a sustainable way to earn an online income, unfortunately, even if that would be very enjoyable for me.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use your powers for good, not to correct your friends' text messages. Now, the earning potential here, especially when you first get started, is going to be around $25,000 to $50,000 per year, with potential for higher earnings if you become a freelancer. And it also helps a lot if you specialize in a particular type of writing and particular niches. Now, a quick guide to landing the job is 1, you want to brush up on your grammar and punctuation skills. 2, you want to familiarize yourself with style guides such as AP, Chicago, etc. 3, you want to take online proofreading tests to prove your skills. And 4, you want to build a portfolio of your work. Now, some good websites to get started would be proofreadingservices.com, scribindi.com, and editfast.com. And overall, I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10 opportunity score because there's steady demand, but it can be competitive.
And because it's not that hard to do, so anybody can do it basically if you get good at grammar and vocabulary, and it's also fair, it doesn't pay that much either, so. And as you can read now, it's also very competitive because there is a low barrier of entry. So yeah.
Does require strong language skills. All right, so from hunting down typos to hunting down talent, let's see what our next job has in store. That's right, we're talking about a virtual recruiter. So welcome to the world of virtual recruiting, where you're basically a professional matchmaker for the corporate world.
This one sounds very difficult. Recruiting is not an easy job. You have to read people. You have to be good with people. You have to know how to see what qualifications there are, how to test them. You have to have some kind of management skill as well. So it's probably not for everybody.
As a virtual recruiter, you'll be playing Cupid between job seekers and companies, all from the comfort of your home office. And you'll be sifting through resumes faster than a teenager swipes through TikTok videos. And it's kind of like being a detective, talent scout, and salesperson all rolled into one. Plus, you'll get to crush people's dreams or make them come true, depending on how you look at it. But just remember, we'll keep your resume on file is the corporate equivalent of it's not you, it's me. Now, the earning potential here, especially when you first get stared, is likely going to be between $40,000 and $80,000 per year, with potential for higher earnings with commissions. Now,
working in HR pays really well, but you have to be good at your job. You have to probably prove your skills, show some kind of experience, show that you're good at managing people, being good with people, good at reading people, etc. So it's probably not for
As
everybody.
most of the jobs on this list, when you niche down, when you specialize, you can make much more money. Now, a quick guide to landing the job would be to 1, develop strong communication and negotiation skills, 2, familiarize yourself with applicant tracking systems, 3, build a network in your industry of choice, and specifically for the type of job that you're likely going to be hiring people for. And a pro tip here would be to try to hire people for jobs that you're very familiar with. And then 4,
I'm not that great with people. I'm not that great at recruiting or hiring either. So probably not a good job for me, even if it pays well.
or practice conducting video interviews. So this is going to be amazing for you if you're a good judge of character. Now, some good websites for job listings are going to be, of course, LinkedIn Jobs, Indeed.com, and ZipRecruiter.com. And overall, I do like this one a lot. I'm going to give it an opportunity score of 8 out of 10 because there's high demand, good pay, but it can be stressful and target driven. So from finding the perfect candidate to teaching the perfect lesson, let's see what our next job has in store. Yes, you can become an online ESL teacher. Now, what does that stand for? ESL stands for English as a Second Language. And this one is going to be great for our language lovers out there because it's time to put on your teaching hats. As an online ESL teacher, you'll be helping students from around the world master the quirks of the English language, which, by the way, is incredibly complicated if you don't grow up speaking it. And you'll be explaining why read.
Yeah, English is not my first language, it's not my native language, but I can see myself teaching French to English people or German people, so that would be a good thing to do. I think getting a job in language or in translation or teaching a new language to some people as tutoring, that could be something I can see myself doing actually.
And red are spelled the same but pronounced differently, and why buffalo, 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 buffalo is a grammatically correct sentence. And it's kind of like being a linguistic superhero, armed with nothing but a webcam and a whiteboard. Just remember, patience is key, especially when your student insists that beach and bitch sound exactly the same. Now, the earning potential here, especially when you first start out, is likely going to be between $14 and $25 per hour, with potential for higher rates with experience and qualifications. And a quick guide to landing the job would be to first get a TEFL certification, second, brush up on your grammar skills, third, prepare for some fun, engaging lesson plans, and 4, practice speaking.
Yeah, you still need experience, you still need to be good in the language, and you still have to get certified, so that's a lot of requirements to start this job. So probably not something you can do tomorrow, but you can work towards actually.
Clearly and slowly. And some websites for really good job listings are going to be VIPkid.com, EnglishFirst.com, and iTutorGroup.com. Now, I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 7.5 out of 10 because there's steady demand, flexible hours, but it can be early mornings or late nights due to time differences. So this one becomes even better if you're willing to move to other places in the world. So from teaching English to judging search results, our next job might have you seeing the internet in a whole new light, and that's a search engine evaluator. So if you've ever wondered who decide what pops up when you Google something, well, wonder no more. As a search engine evaluator, you'll be the unsung hero behind those search results, and you'll be rating the relevance and usefulness of web pages faster than you can say, I'm feeling.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good job either because search engines are getting dominated with AI. Nobody goes to search engine anymore. I don't think so. There's gonna be less and less people. If you need something from the internet, you either go to social media, you either go to Twitter news, you either ask ChatGPT actually if you need some kind of information. I don't think... truly believe that less and less people are going to google.com asking for information, unfortunately. And Google is also declining. Less revenue, less advertising, and they are putting a lot of ads, so the product is getting worse and worse because the first result that you see are adverse always on google.com. So less and less people are willing to use it nowadays, so probably not something that's very sustainable in the long term.
Lucky. And it's kind of like being a critic, but instead of movies or restaurants, you're critiquing websites and search results. Just be prepared for some weird searches, like, why does my cat stare at me while I sleep? Because yeah, that's actually just the tip of the iceberg. Now, the earning potential here is a bit low. It's usually around $12 to $15 per hour, but there is potential for higher rates with more experience. But this one is relatively easy to get started with. And a quick guide to landing the job would be to 1, familiarize yourself with search engine guidelines, 2, brush up on your research skills, 3, stay up to date with current events and pop culture, and 4, be prepared to take a qualification exam. Now, some websites for job listings would be Appen.com, Lionbridge.com, and iSoftStone.com. And overall, this one is not the best one on the list by far, but it is relatively easy to start making money. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6 out of 10 opportunity score because there's steady work available, but it can be repetitive and it does require constant focus. All right, so evaluating searches to planning virtual soirees, our final job might have you reaching for a digital party hat, and that's going to be a virtual event planner. So last but not least, we've got the party planners of the digital world, which are virtual event planners. And as a virtual event planner, you'll be orchestrating online gatherings smoother than a jazz ensemble. And you'll be juggling time zones, managing tech hiccups, and making sure everyone's mic is unmuted when it should be and muted when it shouldn't. And this is kind of like...
I'm not really a party people. I don't like going to events. I kind of an introvert, so probably not a job for me. But if you like partying, if you like organizing, if you like meeting people and getting everything ready, that could be a job for you. But let's see how much it pays.
Being a ringmaster in a digital circus, complete with occasional clowns who can't figure out how to turn on their camera. Just remember, you're on mute is the new... Check, check. Is this thing on? So the earning potential here, especially when you start out, is probably going to be around $40,000 to $70,000 per year, with of course potential for higher earnings for larger scale events. And a quick guide to landing the job is to 1, familiarize yourself with various virtual event platforms, 2, develop strong project management skills, and 3, brush up on your problem solving abilities. Oh, and it's probably a good idea to build a portfolio of successful virtual events as well. And you could even start off just doing this locally and not getting paid for it, but that's a good way to build your portfolio. And some websites for job listings would be eventbrite.com/careers, LinkedIn Jobs, and Indeed.com.
Yeah,
and overall, this one's pretty good. There's growing demand, good pay, but it can be stressful and requires excellent multitasking skills. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. Now, if you're looking for remote jobs that are almost always hiring so you can get hired as quickly as possible, I did make a video about that. It's the 7 remote jobs that are almost always hiring. You can check that out by clicking right here.
Nice, that was good. That was a very good video. So thank you, Shane, for this video. Make sure to subscribe to Shane, guys. It was a good video, well explained, well presented. Give the video a like as well. I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch the next one. I will see you there. Bye bye.